Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review, and I want to thank you guys for your input on last week's review with Heavy Duty. We got some good feedback on him. He's obviously a pretty popular action figure. Ironically, it showed up on Twitter. Serpentors Lair does a side-by-side comparison of action figures and asks, you know, who would win this bout, or if they were in a fight, who would win this fight, and he compares it to two other action figures, and he had Heavy Duty as one of them, and it's Heavy Duty and one other guy, I can't remember at the moment, and I just thought that was pretty cool that, you know, Heavy Duty showed up on Twitter. Let's talk about irony, how we're all synced together sometimes, you know, in the collector community. So thank you guys once again for that. I do really appreciate that, and we'll do another vote soon. I enjoy doing that. It's a lot of fun getting you guys involved with the channel as far as that aspect goes. And reading your comments, especially, that's the funnest part of everything, is hearing your feedback on the review or the action figure, and if you did have it or not, have that action figure, and what your memories were on that figure. So anyway, we're going to be winding the clock back a little bit to the golden year of G.I. Joe of 1985. A lot of people think of 85 as being the golden year. This is when G.I. Joe really exploded and came into mainstream. They were just starting to grow in popularity from when they first came out in 82, with just a handful of figures. You know, the Green 13 and 2 Cobra figures, and then 83 they introduced more bad guys, and then 84 even more bad guys and a few more Joes, and 85, boom, it exploded. We got the biggest toy in toy history, the USS Flag, in 85, and it still holds the world record as far as the biggest play set goes. And I don't think that will be beat anytime soon, unless HasLab comes up with something, but that would not be a mainstream toy because that is crowdfunded. So, you know, it wouldn't be produced directly through the manufacturer, so to speak, and, you know, they wouldn't produce it. What I'm trying to say is they wouldn't produce it in mass quantities for the public. We won't ever see anything like that again, I'm afraid. As toys are waning a little bit as far as in popularity with kids. It's more electronics now, and that's sad, especially for all of us that grew up with toys. Yeah, kids still play with toys, and they always will, but, you know, it lacks, you know, there's a certain amount of imagination that's being lost, but there are things being gained through kids playing with electronics, such as frontal lobe, the development of the frontal lobe, hand-eye coordination, problem-solving skills, things of that nature. Kids are far more advanced at their age than we were back then, but we surpass them by far as in imagination and creativity. You know, back then you'd give kids you know, from when we were little, give kids 2 rocks and a stick, and that's hours of fun. But anyway, I digress. So we're going back to 85, and we're looking at the Ferret A.T.V. Yes, this was one of the coolest toys, in my opinion, that came out of 85. You know, we had the ATC, the motorcycle. Wasn't really a motorcycle. It was the first A.T.V. that had come out, and those things were freaking dangerous. I rode one and I wiped out. You know, you had too much power on the back, and you had this little wheel on the front, you know, and you turn and those things rolled so easy. Then at this time, this is when the quads started coming out and started phasing out the ATCs because of the danger level on them. And so they made a toy, obviously. So when my buddy John got this, I'll go into that later in my childhood memory part. So the Ferret A.T.V. was first released in 85, and it was sold until 86 and was discontinued in 87. So we had this on the shelves for 2 years. Back when they ran things for 2 years, and the A.T.V. was available in mail order from 89 to 93, but there was a difference in color, and I will pull up the picture of that. And the mail order Ferret started appearing in a brighter, more vibrant color. And the parts that are easily lost and broken are the Ferret's black hose, which is commonly missing, and I am missing mine, so I'll forewarn you on that I'm missing mine. And also the 2 red side missiles and storage cover over on the back. Those are missing as well. So as far as the Ferret A.T.V. goes, there were 4 different versions of this. One that came out in 85, and then the mail order release, and one in 2000, and 2 of them that came out in 2006. But there were several that used the body style of this, but was called a different vehicle. So I will pull up pictures of the Ferret A.T.V. And its variant. I won't pull up any of the other vehicles because we're not covering those right now. And I'll also pull up the box art as well. Alrighty, so you can see there that after the box art, we have a side-by-side comparison of the mail order, which is obviously the brighter color, compared to the retail release, which is the darker color, almost black. And then the 2006 Ferret A.T.V., which shows up first, and then the last one is the coil A.T.V., which showed up again in 2006. And I believe the coil was which came in, commonly also side missile straight. It was a convention exclusive, yes. So I was thinking along the right lines with that. Yeah, so it was a convention exclusive, which I love the colors on that. You know, the more subdued green, you know, definitely great for outdoor play, and more along the lines of a camo type purpose. So the original retail price for this was $3.29, which was just a few cents more than an action figure. And how could you go wrong with that? You know, I mean, you get an action figure or a vehicle. And I think I would have, had I had the money to do this and saw the A.T.V, I would have sprung on it, because by then I had take a quote from my side of the laundry room. I had a fistful of Joes then. Perfect time for that. So I had enough Joes to where I could have used an A.T.V, because I had the flight pod by then, and I could have definitely used this A.T.V, and I would have had a blast with it. Free rolling vehicle, and believe you me, that would have seen more airtime than a skateboard on a Saturday afternoon. I would have been jumping that thing off of any ramp I could have found. It was a lot of fun. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you my childhood memories about this. My buddy John, 85 Cobra Ferret, just getting this typed into eBay. My buddy John had this, of course. There wasn't much that he didn't have. It was just he and his mom. So they had plenty of money to go around. So he got this when it was first released. They had gone out that weekend to look for Tomax and Zaymot, couldn't find it. So he came home with the A.T.V. But I think Dusty was an action figure that he came home with that day as well. So Saturday morning, I show up at my usual time, and there he is, this A.T.V, and that was Saturday's worth of play right there. We had a great time with this toy. We built a ramp in his living room. We were jumping it along with the ram cycle, jumping that. Then a few weeks later, he got the, I can't believe they even made this one, the Silver Mirage. That really was not fit for a kid. That it reminded me more of a model than anything, and you played with that thing, it would fall apart. You could not play with it roughly. And when he got the Silver Mirage, he told me right away, he said, "We're not jumping this." He said, "It's too hard to put together. There's too many pieces." He said, I played with it and it falls apart. So Silver Mirage sat on the shelf. So we did not touch it. So we had a good time with all the other vehicles that he had, jumping them in his living room or out in the back patio. So anyway, all of those memories just come flooding back every time I set up for one of these reviews. So I'm intimately knowledgeable of this vehicle. Have many hours of playtime with it, and when I pulled this off the shelf to review, it was covered in like 3 or 4 years worth of dust. So I ran it under the sink. I was going to brush it off and everything. It's like, there's no decals or any metal on this, so I'll just run it under the sink and wash it that way, running under the faucet. Out here, the sink is the general term for the faucet and the sink. Just a southwestern thing. So yeah, I just ran under the faucet. So let's go ahead with Southwest colloquialisms aside. Take a look at this guy. I love this vehicle. Doesn't have the decals or the hose, so I apologize for that, but all the rest is complete. All right, this is such a beautiful toy. It's made several appearances throughout the comics and the cartoon. Cobra even brought it up into outer space, and you saw the Dreadnoks driving it in zero G, where they were riding it up on the walls and everything. So looking at it, it looks like it's black. I apologize for this. This is glue from a decal, I guess. The very deep dark blue, it looks almost black, and I'm sure there's some yellowing with this. I bought this in a big box of parts that I got from a comic book shop. They said, hey, you know, $40, you could have whatever's in this box. It's mostly parts. They said, we think there's some full vehicles in there. $40, we just want it out of here. Well, I ended up completing the tactical battle platform, which I reviewed a while back, and I got the Ferret and a bunch of other things out of it. And I went back and I told them what I found in there and gave them some extra money, because I just did not feel right about getting $40 and all this other stuff for just 40. It didn't set well with me. So taking a look at these missiles, these missiles are a bit of a conundrum. The one part is taken from Scrap Iron's missile, from his missile launcher, the front, and from the mold, and then they sculpted it onto this. So this is so confusing even to me now. Is this supposed to be a forward and backward firing missile, or is this supposed to fire backwards? And since the front part has the two holes, is this supposed to be a separate part? So when it attaches on to these pegs right here, just frictions right onto there, and they do stay on fairly well. These pegs can break, so watch out for that. So this is designed, it looks like it's designed to fire backwards and this part to fire forward, but it's still a confusing looking design to me. The tires are each individually spinning on a mushroom peg, which is very nice. They are made out of rubber. It does say Cobra A.T.V on there. And here on the front it says PNR 16. Does have a very accurate looking V-twin motor on it, and transmission. And down here is the chassis and the exhaust pipes. Here on the front you can see the turning struts, as well as right here up on the handlebars, or up on the top here, you have a twin cannon, which does elevate and rotate when you turn the handlebars, but sadly the wheels do not turn. That would have been a little too complex. Get that glue off of there. I apologize for not doing that sooner. Here on the side is their main cannon. The only remaining sticker on there says beware of blast. This is mounted on there pretty good on mushroom pegs. The hose is supposed to attach right here. That's the piece that I'm missing. It does have a fuel port here on the back, and here is the removable storage compartment cover. The seat itself is made out of rubber as well. This is a dark red plastic. The Tiger Paw, which came out the following in 1988, their missiles are a brighter red than these, but not so bright that you can't tell them apart from the rest of it. And to illustrate that point, I added a Tiger Paw missile to this. And this one right here is the one from the Tiger Paw. You could hardly tell, but side by side you can see there is a slight difference in color. So that is something to really look out for. It's hard to notice on the aftermarket if you're buying it online, but if you see it in person, that's something to pay close attention to, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you want something that's 100% complete. You can buy the decals for a lot of vehicles on a website called Toy Hacks. They do make reproduction Cobra and G.I. Joe vehicle decals to and they look very, very good. So I have those on order for this, so I'm going to get the new decals on there and bring this thing back to its former glory. But just looking at this thing, it is a very beautiful vehicle. I mean, the exhaust pipes look pretty real. These are so much fun to ride on in real life. And the toy alone, this thing just brings back a lot of memories. Wow, I'm stunned, really. Yeah, just all these old memories are flooding back. Well, I'm becoming sentimental in my old years. What can I say? You know, that's why we do this, right? That's why we're all scrambling, us old farts are scrambling to buy all these vintage things, is to grasp onto some of the best years of our lives. In my opinion, the last two great decades, the 80s and 90s, before things got topsy-turvy in the 2000s. So, if you're looking for this thing on the aftermarket, well, we'll find out here in Byron's Gripes. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. I really appreciate you guys for stopping by. For those of you who have not subscribed to my channel yet, that have stopped by to visit, welcome to the Toy Dungeon. I really appreciate you guys taking a chance on my videos. And hey, hit that subscribe button for me and tap the notification bell. It's absolutely free. Doesn't burn very many calories, maybe half a calorie just to go and just to tap that button. That automatically enrolls you to enter into giveaways. And when I reach 700 subscribers, I will be giving away a breaker and ram cycle. Yes, unopened, brand new breaker and ram cycle. And I will be holding a giveaway for my channel supporters as well. So that's just my way of thanking you guys for being so awesome, for supporting this channel, just for subscribing, and also my way of sharing in the joy of collecting toys. You know, that to me, that is part of the fun of collecting, is sharing. You know, giving those things away, just sharing the wealth of it, as it were. So, Byron's Gripes is something that I started doing, I think the second year of this channel. I'm in my 8th year now of doing this. It'll be 8 years in July. and it's been a great ride. I started doing Byron's Gripes as a way to inform you guys of what to look out for as far as pricing goes, as well as to educate you on what's available and what I think is a good price. That's just my opinion. Everybody's budget is different. Some person's high price may be a low price for somebody else, or vice versa. So it's just a matter of opinion. And I found it very helpful when I first got back into collecting to call a friend and say, hey, is this a good price? I want to get burned on this. And he would say yes or no. So I do this as a way to help you guys out. I use eBay just for a reference. That's it. I don't do it to pick on eBay or the sellers. You will not find bullying on this channel. If you're looking for a bully or somebody to go, ha ha, you're an idiot, it will not happen. I do make fun of the prices, though, you bet, because some of these prices are just completely ridiculous. I mean, they drain the life out of me. Some people see G.I. Joe and they automatically get dollar signs in their eyes. Just because it says G.I. Joe doesn't mean it's valuable. Alrighty, so here we go, right off the bat. We have one that's incomplete. It's missing the commonly missing pieces, and this one is $19 or better offer. That's okay for a starter piece. That's not bad, really. Not deal of the day, but it's not bad. Here's another one, $15, missing the common pieces, so I'll put that one with deal of the day. Here is one that is missing the hose. Let me double check. He doesn't have it as 100% complete. No, it does have the hose. I retract that. Does have the hose. He wants $50 for it. I think not. As I said before, just because it says G.I. Joe, it does not make it valuable. You are not sitting on a gold mine. You did not go and find this in King Solomon's tomb. Okay, this is a very common vehicle. It was available for 2 years. It's a sturdy toy, believe you me. John and I beat the hell out of it. And it is still sturdy. Mine has fallen off my shelf and smacked me in the head many times. So I know it is sturdy. It hit this hard head enough. And that's why I don't have any hair. Oh, there is the body of the vehicle, $6.99. Another body that's missing the handlebars. Absolutely, just the body itself, $11. Here's one that is missing a lot of stuff. $29.99. No, that is way too expensive. The chassis $7.99, so it's looking like you could start building your own vehicle and might get it cheaper at these prices. You never know, but watch shipping on that. The chassis does have 3 watchers, so that's telling me that people are looking to build these again. A lot of people are buying up the parts because the more complete vehicles are getting harder and harder to find, and action figures are getting harder to find. Not rare, but it's getting harder to find at good prices, I should say. Here's one that comes with the a complete 86 Viper and a complete A.T.V. $115. What? $115? See, it's things like this that really get under my skin, because it makes it hard for your average 9-to-5 knuckle buster with a family to really afford something like this, and especially for kids who are wanting to buy these things. I don't know very many kids that have $115 just to drop on a toy. Sorry. That's way too much. That's, you know, go to your local secondhand toy store, your vintage toy store, your comic book shop. Support a local business, you'll get a better deal. Here's a missile, $4.99. Here is a complete ferret. Thank you very much on this one, sir. $28.95, deal of the day. Bless you, bless you, bless you, sir. You are a gentleman amongst gentlemen. Here's one incomplete, $29.99. Here's another one missing the missiles, $39.99. Here is half an engine with the exhaust, $2.45. Not bad. Here is a side fender that goes up onto the body. $7.98. Here's a gun and engine cover, $19.97 or better offer. Don't know what to say about that. The engine cover, that's a common missing part, so we'll just leave it as that. Here's a gun, the front cannon I'm referring to, with the post that it mounts on, for $9.95. Deal of the day with that one. Here's a complete body for $3.99. Here's one that's 100% complete, $4.99, and they want $17.05 in shipping. No, you're getting gouged on shipping for one, and the price $49.99. That's a little much for me. Anyway, it'll be $10.95 to ship this. Priority. A little bit cheaper if you put it in your own box. It will not be all that much to ship this thing. And they're wanting $17.05. I understand you need to make some money, but don't make it off of shipping. If you want to sell it for more, sell it for more. Let's be a little honest here. Here's the front wheel assembly, $4.99. Here's another one that is complete, marked down by 10%. It was $64.99 and did not sell. I could see why. Boy, Ebenezer Scrooge must have been selling that one. Must have gotten it from Ebenezer Scrooge, and that's why they had to sell it for so much. They had to pry it out of his cold dead fingers. $58.49 is what they're selling it for. I thank you, no. Here is one with the steering link. Okay, that is a part that would be hard to find, I'm sure, if you needed it. And the main cannon, $12, deal of the day with that, with free shipping. You betcha. Free is my favorite word. Another one incomplete, $19.99. Steering wheel, $2.50. Engine cover, $14.90. Okay, I could see this would be a problematic piece. And looking at mine, you saw how many times I had to refit it on there. It does fall off. I know this because every time it falls, it comes off. $7.99 again for the fender. Here is one that is 100% complete with box for $95. I'll put that up with deal of the day because it does come with the box. Here is one that comes with the blueprints. $73. 100% complete with blueprints. $73. Ow. Feel my wallet being ripped out of my pants right now. Ouch. Here's the seat cover, $8.99. Engine, $8.99. The front machine gun mount, $7.16. Here's one, complete. Oh my gosh, this has 11 watchers, $33 and $10.95 in shipping. Okay, they'll be shipping it priority mail. Yes, God bless you, sir. $33, deal of the day all day long. So jump on that if somebody wants it. And this does have the decals on it. $5 for a complete engine. $1.50 for a wheel. $4.50, $7.99 for missiles. $8.99 for blueprints. Here's one that's missing the missiles for $25.31, deal of the day. Two of the fenders, $15.99. Here's another one complete with $40 plus $8 shipping, deal of the day. Here's another one, $55 complete. Again, you know how I feel about that price being that much. Blueprints, $9.99. Another blueprint for $12. I'm just scrolling through this because there are so many pages. $7.49 for a blueprint, deal of the day. $17.97 for the main cannon and two missiles. That one's a bright yellow or brighter red, so this looks like it comes from the tiger paw. So watch out for that. This is a brighter red, so $9.95. So even the seller's having a hard time differentiating. But this is just, again, this is, you know, what I could see. $43.50 for another one that's complete. $46.99 for complete one. There are several pages. Okay, here's one. Oh, this is Jim Dandy right here. Okay, this is sealed in box. $396.28. We're better offer. I could power up a time machine for cheaper than that and go back in time and buy it for $3.29 and come back. I just need to dump a few beers in my processor and get the flex capacitor charged up and I'm all set. You know, a couple banana peels, I'm out the door. I come back with a couple of them in a box, cheaper than that. Oh, $60, $79.99. You could take that and keep it. Another one, $79.99. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parts, a lot of complete ones. Here's another one sealed in box, $599.95. Yeah, guys, this is not rare by any means. You could look it up yourselves and see. I mean, it doesn't warrant these high prices, believe you me. It really doesn't, and you could find it cheap. I found a tiger paw, okay, complete tiger paw, at my vintage toy store for $30. And you guys know, if you've been following my channel, you know that anything from a sub team is extra money. But my vintage toy store was selling a complete tiger paw for that much. And you find it on eBay, $100+. Tiger Force, man, that's a 50% markup. Python Patrol, 50% markup. Night Force, 5,000% markup. You know, it's insane. So this just gives you guys something to look out for. And I do appreciate you stopping by. I can't thank you guys enough. This channel would not exist without you. And I do really appreciate you guys very much for this. I have fun doing Byron's Gripes. Again, it's not me intentionally picking on anybody. Just, the prices are nuts. It's way entertainment, and it's fun to educate you guys on these prices. So, anyway, you guys take care. Take care of yourselves. You can't help anybody else. You can't help your family if you don't first help yourself. Yeah, that does sound selfish, but seriously, if you're incapacitated, you can't help anybody else. So, watch after yourselves, then help everybody else. And remember, be kind to everybody. You never know what kind of day somebody's having. A little bit of kindness goes a very, very long way, and I'm speaking from experience. And don't forget to be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. They are innocent, and they don't warrant to be beat up and misused and mistreated. If you've spent any time with a pet, you know that they have a soul, they have a personality, and that they do love you. And more science is going into animal study and behavioral studies, and they have noticed that animals do experience loss. They do experience remorse. When their owner goes away, you know that they, for an extended period of time, you do notice that your pet does miss you. Even if you're gone for a few hours, your dog is right there. Your cats are right there. Hey, my person's back, my human's back. So yeah, they do feel, they love us. So take care of your pets. They're wonderful, wonderful people to have around. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. Again, don't forget to subscribe. And if you watched this to the end, thank you so much. Remember, Ram Cycle is going up as soon as I reach 700 subscribers. See you then. See you next week. Bye-bye.